Hello and welcome class 7th. Let's start with a new chapter. Respiration. Energy is needed by all living beings to do work. Without energy, we cannot do work. And to obtain this energy, we consume food. But the energy in food is as chemical energy. To make it available for us as mechanical energy, we need to oxidize food. During oxidation, oxygen that we have inhaled combines with the food we eat, liberating energy and carbon dioxide. This process is called as respiration and it continues all throughout the day. Respiration can thus be represented as follows. Food, that is glucose, plus oxygen gives energy and carbon dioxide along with water vapor as waste products. So in respiration, food material, that is digested food material, is oxidized to release energy which is used by living cells to carry out important activities within and out of the body. The characteristics of respiration. Respiration has the following features. First, food is used as a source of energy. Second, oxygen is needed to oxidize food. Third, energy is released as a result of food being oxidized. This energy is stored in the form of energy currency of the cell called ATP or adenosine triphosphate. One molecule of glucose releases about 38 ATP molecules. And lastly, carbon dioxide and water are produced as end products or waste products. All these acts takes place in living cells. This process is common to all plants and animals. We respire to get energy. So respiration is a process whereby living organisms produce energy from the food they eat, which is needed for various life activities. Oxygen is required for this process and carbon dioxide. Water vapor is formed as a waste matter. Types of respiration. There are two types of respiration based on whether oxygen is used up in this process or not. The first type, aerobic respiration. Most of the organisms require oxygen for respiration. Such a respiration is known as aerobic respiration, and organisms doing it are called as aerobes. In this respiration, there is complete breakdown of glucose into carbon dioxide and water, producing about 38 ATP molecules. This complete oxidation of glucose occurs inside mitochondria of cells. Human beings are aerobes and most of the plants like mango, rose, etc. are aerobes. The second type of respiration, anaerobic respiration, is carried out by some organisms like yeast, bacteria, which do not require oxygen, or they live in an atmosphere where oxygen is less or absent. So respiration in the absence of oxygen or in poor oxygen is called as anaerobic respiration. This respiration occurs in the cell cytoplasm and the glucose molecule is incompletely oxidized into ethyl alcohol as in plants or lactic acid as in animals along with carbon dioxide. One molecule of glucose in anaerobic respiration produces very less energy, about 2 ATP molecules. The animals and plants that carry out anaerobic respiration are called as anaerobes. Some parasitic platforms like tapeworm, bacteria, yeast carry out this process, and this process is used to make alcohol, wines, and fermentation of tea, coffee, etc. This process is called fermentation, where sugars are broken down into alcohol and carbon dioxide. Even we respire anaerobically, especially when doing intense physical activity. The muscles, when not getting sufficient oxygen, respire anaerobically and produce lactic acid. But this happens for a very short duration, as muscles, due to accumulation of lactic acid, develop muscular cramps. Differences between aerobic and anaerobic respiration are: aerobic occurs in presence of oxygen, anaerobic in absence of oxygen. Aerobic, glucose completely oxidized to carbon dioxide and water. Anaerobic respiration, glucose incompletely oxidized to ethyl alcohol or lactic acid and carbon dioxide. Aerobic respiration produces more energy, about 38 ATP molecules. Anaerobic respiration produces little energy, about around 2 ATP molecules. Aerobic respiration requires mitochondria to complete the process. Anaerobic respiration occurs only in cell cytoplasm and hence no need of mitochondria. The major steps in aerobic respiration are breathing, taking in oxygen and giving out carbon dioxide, a totally physical mechanical process involving muscles and bones of the rib cage, thoracic cavity. Inhalation and exhalation are a part of breathing. Inhalation, breathing in; exhalation, breathing out stale air from the lungs. This process only involves exchange of gases. The exhaled air has more carbon dioxide than the inhaled air. Cellular respiration, the second step in aerobic respiration, involves internal respiration, that is exchange of gases between air in lungs and blood in blood capillaries, between RBCs of blood and tissue cells of body, and finally the cellular respiration, which involves oxidation of food and release of energy. This process is biochemical, which occurs inside the cells, in living cells, and release of energy is in the form of ATP molecules. This is about respiration process in general. In next session we will study about respiration in plants. Thank you.